Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video on this look that you see right here. I'm gonna be doing my makeup with my 2017 favorites. So if you want to learn what I love during that year, please keep on watching. So as I said at the beginning of this video in the intro, I'm gonna do kind of like my 2017 favorites. I'm gonna go by like primer, foundation, just everything on my face, and I'm gonna be applying it in the process as well. So before we get started, obviously I have to moisturize my face. So for moisturizer, all 2017 I found this in my makeup collection, and I started using it, and now as you can see it's like almost done. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start applying that. Alrighty, so moving on to the face. This is my favorite primer. I've repurchased this so many times. It's so smoothing, and it gives me like the perfect base. Another primer that is one of my favorites is the Cover FX Calming Primer. Oh my god, I used that a lot in 2017 as well, but since I used it so much, I ran out. And I haven't been able to repurchase because that shit is expensive and mamas don't got money. So I opted for this one, which is another one of my favorites. I love this primer. This is the Masterprime by Face Studio by Maybelline basically, and it's the blur+smooth one. So for my eyes this year, I usually don't use eyelid primers or anything like that. I just go with a concealer, and this has been my favorite eye primer concealer. I love this concealer. I repurchased it many times, and I just think it's awesome for priming the lids. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Just gonna take my finger and blend that out. Okay, so once that is done, I've actually been doing this new thing. I heard Daisy Marquez talking about it, where she doesn't set her eyelid concealer. I actually tried that yesterday, and my eyeshadow blended in like that. Like, I was literally shook when I saw the way the eyeshadow blended and how easy it blended out. Like, from now on I'm just gonna not set my eyelids. So it was hard picking an eyeshadow palette for 2017 because there was so many good eyeshadow palettes, but I think one of my favorites was definitely the Juvias Place Nubian 2. Yes. So I love this palette. I was sitting in bed thinking about what palette it was my favorite for 2017, and I just kept going back to this one because every single time that I had to do, ever since I got this, every single time I had to do my eyeshadow, I will always just go to this palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this palette today for my eyeshadow. So to start off the look, I'm gonna take this shade right here. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and combine these two shades to put it on my crease. I'm just gonna put that all over the crease, on my lid, just all over. Alright, so once that is done, I'm just gonna go ahead and take this shade right here. I believe that's Shiva. I'm gonna take that shade right there and just put it all over the lid. And then just on the outer crease, I'm taking this shade right here in Kenya. And then to just blend everything together, I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush. And this is clean, so there's no extra product added to it. Okay, so now that we have that done, I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to the rest of my face. So for foundation this year, I rediscovered this foundation right here. This is the Ready Set Gorgeous by Covergirl. I have never used a foundation that doesn't sink into my laugh lines until I rediscovered this. I've had this foundation for a long time, and at first I wasn't a really big fan of it, but I started using it more this year, and I fell in love again. And before starting my foundation, y'all already know I have to apply this around my mouth. My boyfriend's supposed to be coming home with Chick-fil-A and I'm so excited to eat. I'm starving. Alrighty, so that's what the base is looking like so far. Everybody this year loved the Tarte Shape Tape, which by all means that is one of the most amazing concealers I have ever tried. It's full coverage, it's not drying, it blends out so perfect. And that was definitely one of my favorites in 2017. But I do have to say that I found a drugstore one that I think is amazing. It's definitely one of my favorite concealers in 2017 was the E.L.F concealer. Let's see, this is called the HD Lifting Concealer, and this is in the color Fair. I've repurchased this so many times. It's like definitely one of my favorite concealers right now at the moment, and it was all last year. Which I definitely use the Tarte Shape Tape, but this one is more for whenever I want like an everyday concealer. I will go for this one. So for setting powders this year, I did have a couple of favorites. This was definitely my favorite at the beginning of the year. But I started noticing that it was giving me too much of a yellow tinge under my eyes. It's very brightening, which is good. But for me on an everyday basis, I didn't want that brightening effect. So I started using this one, which is by N Wild. This is their Dulce leche one. And I believe this is the one that they came out with before they reformulated or they brought it back or whatever happened. And I actually really been loving this one a lot more than my NYX one. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take that and set my under eyes. For face powder, I never thought that I would find a face powder that was so finely milled that it didn't make my face look powdered. This is the E.L.F finishing powder, and this is in light, fair to light. Looks like this. I have bought so many of these. Every time I run out, I have to go get one because I refuse to use any other powder. This powder is just amazing for dry skin. It just makes everything look so flawless. And it doesn't look powdery. That's what I love about it. It doesn't make your skin look powdery at all. It just makes it look so flawless. For bronzer, oh my gosh, it's cracking. For bronzer, I definitely need to get a new one. I'm kind of scared to show you, but it's cracking on me. So this is my favorite bronzer of the year. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. As you can see, it's very loved and it's falling apart. But I love this bronzer. This is what I used my whole entire time of 2017. I did not use any other bronzer every single day. This is the bronzer that I used. So that is what we're gonna use today. Very carefully because it's falling apart. And this is the shade, I believe this is light bronzer. Yeah, it is light bronzer. Ever since they came out with the first one, they did bring out more shades because I believe at first they only had light bronzer and then bronzer, which they weren't really that far apart. So ever since then they have brought out more shades, so more skin tones can definitely use it. For highlight this year, it was hard picking just one because I love highlight. Like I will pick on 3 highlights and I don't think that that's enough. Like I love highlight. Highlight is like my favorite part of makeup. I just love highlighting. I think it makes such a difference. So for 2017, it was really hard picking just one highlight. But my first favorite highlight for 2017, it was the Anastasia So Hollywood Illuminator. This is what it looks like right here. It is so beautiful. It's just like a very gold reflective highlight. Let me see here. That's what that looks like. Oh my gosh, I love it. And then for a more affordable option, I had this highlight for a long time in my collection, and then I started using it a lot last year. This is what that looks like. This is the J.Cat You Glow Girl Baked Highlighter, and this is in the shade Crystal Sands. So it's more of a white highlight because that's what that looks like. Ah, so pretty. Let me switch it. Like, oh my gosh, I love highlight. Okay, you don't understand. Nobody understands my obsession. I love mixing these two because the Anastasia one can be a little bit too gold for my skin tone sometimes. So I love applying the J.Cat one on top, and it just makes like the perfect combination. First, I go in with the Anastasia. Do y'all see this? So I feel like my hair is looking crazier and crazier by the minute. Like, I feel like it needs to get together for you. So then I'm gonna go ahead with the J.Cat one. For this one, you only need like a dab. Like, that's it. That's all you need. This is very intense. And then just apply that right at the top. Looking like I just stove off. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and press in the highlight with a sponge. Make sure that it's all melted in with my skin. And I think this is definitely helps a lot with highlight, because sometimes, you know, it can look a little bit too intense. So that's the highlight right there. Moving on to blush, I'm not a big blush fan. Usually whenever I do my makeup for an everyday basis, I just put bronzer and highlight, but sometimes, you know, blush is nice. So my favorite blush for 2017 was a Tarte blush. This is the blush right here. This is in the color Party with 3 A's. Alright, so now that the face is all done and completed, those were my favorite face products. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up the eyes. So let me go ahead and do the bottom lash line, and I'll be right back to tell you my favorite mascara. Okay, so for mascara, I went ahead and curled my lashes already. I do have 2 mascaras that I loved in 2017. One of the first ones is definitely my Better Than Sex mascara. I love this mascara. It hurts every time I have to buy a new one because it is a little pricey. I think $20 for a mascara is expensive, but I would do it for this mascara because it is amazing. And then for a drugstore option, I did found this mascara a little bit late in the year, but ever since I found it, I haven't stopped using it. This is the Kokie Volume and Length Mascara. I love this, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply that. Also, I'm not gonna do falsies because I don't have my favorite falsies of the year with me. I ran out and I haven't been able to repurchase, so I will link down below my favorite. Because I am excessive and extra, I am gonna apply Better Than Sex on top of that. So for bottom lash, I've always used this mascara. I think I've used this ever since I started doing my makeup. This is the only lower lash mascara I've used. This is the Rimmel Lash Accelerator. So now I'm gonna move on to lips. So I don't have a favorite lipstick or liquid lipstick that's my favorite for the year 2017, just because there's so many lipsticks and there's so many brands and everything. I think a standout brand for me was definitely Colourpop. I love Colourpop, especially their Ultra Satin lips are my favorite. I am gonna use the Colourpop 0.0 Ultra Satin Lip. This was in collaboration with Kathleen Lights. I don't think you can see the name. Right. Nope, you can't see. I'm back. I took a break to go eat because your girl was hungry. So I believe I left off with the lips. And on top of that, I am gonna use a lip gloss, and the lip gloss that was very standout for me last year was this one, also by Colourpop and also in collaboration with Kathleen Likes. This is Moonchild from her newest collaboration. I love this gloss. Alright, so that is pretty much the completed look. These are and were my favorite products for 2017. All I have to do is go ahead and set my face. So to set my face, I am going to use 2 setting sprays because again, I am extra. I am going to use the Pixi Glow Mis. As you can tell, I love this thing. It's amazing. And then as well, I'm going to be using the Make It Last by Milani. That is the end of this video. If you enjoyed this type of video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe down below. Also, one of my 2018 resolutions is to post more videos on this channel. So thank you to those who subscribed during 2017. I hope you stayed for the ride in 2018. And other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. I've done this before I started this video. But my unprepared ass. Every time you hurt me, the less that I cry. And every time you leave me, the quicker these tears dry. In liquid lip. Oh, this is strip. Oh, this is Carlos. Why do I have this? The way that you see me cry. What's up?